So I'm Hima and I'm from India. I'm from Pune, which is in the state of Maharashtra. So I've been born as a hybrid, my mother tongue is Telugu, my parents are Telugu, and I was brought up in a state where Marathi is spoken, so I consider myself as a hybrid of both, but I'm an Indian at heart, for sure. Though I've come to the US, I feel I'm an Indian at heart. I have come here for my master's program in computer science, and I came here in August, so it's been a while since I've come here, and I've been missing India ever since. I am a reader and a writer. I love to read novels. Most of my spare time, I try and read as much as I can, although Netflix is taking up more of my time now, which is sad. I also write, and I was the head of the English section of our college magazine, Abhyanta, back when I was in undergrad. I worked for that magazine all 4 years of my life, and those were the best times because I really did what gave me peace and happiness. What brought me to Boulder is the university and university alone. When I was researching about the area that I was interested in, which was machine learning, I saw that Boulder ranked 12 in the schools which had machine learning program, and that's when I decided that I will come to Boulder. And also I researched a little about the safety and all, because being a girl, my father was really concerned about the safety over here, the Indian community, if it was there, if I can find some company. And turned out that Boulder is the happiest place on earth. So that's what motivated my father and me to come here, and it's been lovely ever since then. I'm a Puneite by heart. That's where I lived for 20 years of my life out of the 22 years. 2 years I was in Vijayawada for my coaching, but it's Pune. It's always been Pune. Ever since I started observing my surroundings, I've grown up in Pune and I attended my school and even my engineering. So most of all my life's best memories have been in Pune. I first lived in this area called Khadakwasla, which was kind of in the outskirts of Pune. So the first 8 years of my life, I lived in the quarters provided to my dad by his organization, which is Central Water and Power Research Station, which is very cosmopolitan. The whole colony was very cosmopolitan, and we had people from different parts of the state. So I used to attend festivals organized by different communities, which was very interesting. I also attended Easter celebrations of my dad's close friends. Then we moved to this area which was more into the city dwelling, which was Manik Bagh, and that's where I spent my life till I came to the US. So in this area I again got to mingle more with the Marathi community, which was obviously the dominating community in Maharashtra. So I got to learn Marathi when I was of 8 years old, and I got to live a Maharashtrian life because all our neighbors were Marathi. So I knew what they were cooking. They would offer me some. We would celebrate festivals together. For Diwali, there's a tradition where we build something called a killa, which is a fort. So it probably symbolizes the conquering of the fort or something like that. So we used to build a fort with bricks, and we used to put small idols of elephants, kings, ministers, and not in our area, but in other areas there's this competition, like who built the best fort. So that kind of a competition was there. And as I started to grow older, we even started celebrating Ganesh Chaturthi, which is the most important festival of Maharashtra. So we would set up a Ganpati, and every evening each family would do the Aarti. Aarti is where we light some small fire and we just show it to the god. We offer him some prasad, which is holy food. And this was a nice time for all the building members to get together for an evening. This would go on for about 9 days, after which the Ganesh idol would be immersed into the nearest creek. That was also celebration. So all the kids would lift the Ganpati on their shoulders and take it to the creek, and the other kids would keep dancing. So where I transitioned into a Marathi human being here, And 2 years of my life I went to Vijayawada, which was for coaching. I didn't have like, it was, Vijayawada is in Andhra Pradesh, by the way, and I didn't have much of an interaction with the locals there because I was mostly into my coaching, my 8 to 8 coaching, and whenever I would be back, I would just be studying. It was all studies for those 2 years because I strived really hard to get into the engineering college that I actually went to. So I didn't have like much interaction with them, but definitely my mother tongue did improve because living in Pune, it is difficult to like know your mother tongue completely because at school it was English. Out on the streets it was Hindi, with neighbors it was Marathi. So I grew up trilingual, and Telugu kind of took a back seat because even my parents kind of knew that it would be difficult to talk to me in very hardcore Telugu, so they would speak to me in somewhat colloquial Telugu. So living in Vijayawada gave me a chance to improve my mother tongue and improve the diction. So Vijayawada was another phase, but the good thing about Vijayawada was I got to live with my aunt in my 11th grade, and my uncle was there in Vijayawada too. So we would celebrate some festivals the Telugu way. The same Ganesh Chaturthi, we celebrated the Telugu way. So what we did was we set up a small house for Ganpati. We hung fruits from the roof of the house and we set the Ganpati there. So this gave me an opportunity to see my festival from the Telugu perspective. So I got to interact a lot with my grandmother, my uncle, my aunt, my cousins, and my maternal aunt, my mom's elder sister. And this gave me a chance to know my family more, live with them. This is the only thing I cherish about Vijayawada, is where my family ties became a little stronger. I actually got to know my family members in and out because I lived with them for so long. And then I came back to Pune for my engineering. And this time I decided, like, why not stay away from home? Like, be in Pune, but be a few miles away from parents, just to get a sense of independence. Well, it did help me to a certain extent because I was managing a lot of things on my own, roommate issues or whatever. Like, I would never let it go home, but if I fell ill, my parents did call me home. So it was good to know that my parents were there. It was good to know that my parents were there to support me when I need them most. But it was also good to kind of manage my own life, manage my own meals, manage my own classes, decide when I go out of my room, come back to my room. So that was how my engineering was. And I would do anything to go to Pune right now, but it's unfortunate. Yeah, but I love US too. Pune's been home because I have grown like by traveling on the streets, absorbing the vibe of the city, and living with my parents and getting a Telugu perspective while living in Maharashtra. So what feels home is the sense of belonging to the place, which I didn't find anywhere else. And wherever I'm with my parents feels home for sure. Like even of the four of us, my parents, my sister and I, we are in maybe Kerala, or maybe we go traveling, or maybe we resettle somewhere else in future, it will be home for sure. But the four walls that I grew up in definitely is my home, because there's so many memories etched on the walls. I've grown up in my house since I was 8, so now I'm 23. So 8 to 22 I was in that home. So many memories, so many afternoons just sitting in the living room talking, laughing. So many days I spent in my bedroom just applying to universities and trying to finish my undergrad thesis. So it's not just the feeling of being with my parents no matter where we are, but also living in that space which really makes me feel home. The love and affection of the people that I know that care the most about me. I have friends, but nothing beats the love and affection and the selflessness of parents. So this is what home is for me. And it's not just my house, but the neighboring, the area in which I grew up as well, because there are people who know me there are people who like really care about me, and whenever they see me out, they ask me like, hey, how have you been, and how are your studies, and what are you planning to do next. And the street in front of my house, because there were days when I was just standing there waiting for my bus to come in the cold. I used to just wait for my school bus to come. So these are the things that, and I've seen how it has changed with time. So it really feels amazing when you're part of that place and you've seen how much it has evolved, how much it has grown. And you can always tell people like, you know what, around a decade ago, that building was not there. So it feels so good, that vibe of the area, and Pune as a whole, because I have traveled the most of Pune while going to different places. So home is where you feel the most belonged. It's okay to have the right people also around you, but what really matters is the energy that you get. It fills you, it imbues you with this positive energy, and you feel refreshed again. And I mean, you are free to do anything there. In USA, it's like I'm bound by certain rules, but in Pune, I'm not bound by any rule. I'm just out in the open. That is home for me.